Dragon Quest XII has finally been formally announced, and I want to talk about whether or not this game, this franchise is coming to the Xbox platform. But you guys know it. Before we get on the video, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoy the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content, and don't forget to go there and follow me at Twitter at LordAddictILP. Without any further ado, let's talk about Dragon Quest XII coming to the Xbox platform. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, coming at you for another video. For those of you that's been following my channel for a while, you guys know how much of a fan I am of the JRPGs genre and how much of these type of games have built the gamer that I am today. A lot of the taste I have in gaming came from these type of franchises. For the longest time, being an Xbox gamer, this is the thing that Microsoft drops the ball over and over again, but they have been trying their hardest. They've been bringing games like Dragon Quest XI to Game Pass day and date. They've been bringing Final Fantasy franchises to the Xbox platform. They even brought Yakuza to the Xbox platform day and date. So one of the biggest questions that I had is, that's cute, Microsoft, that's cute, Xbox, but when it comes to the new installments, are you going to pursue those games? Because to me, you will never build any type of audience on your platform unless you make sure we have the new stuff. And they've been failing a little bit, just a little bit, maybe. Actually, no, it's not a little bit, it's a lot. Microsoft has failed to really capture the audience when it comes to Final Fantasy. We are missing out on Final Fantasy VII Remake. It looks like we're going to miss out on the expansion that they're coming out in a couple months with, as well as Final Fantasy 16 and whatever that new thing that Team Ninja's making with the Final Fantasy brand. It looks like all that's a PlayStation exclusive. But I do think there is hope at the end of the tunnel. Maybe these Square Enix things is something that was done so far long ago that Microsoft doesn't really have a whole lot of say in that matter, and I hope that's the case. But it does look like in terms of Sega, we might have more of hope. It looks like Persona 5 is coming to the Xbox platform. That hopefully will result in Persona 6. And today, at the Dragon Age 35th anniversary, they did announce Dragon Quest XII. But the whole reason I watched this event is because I wanted to know whether or not at the end of that trailer, would it have that Xbox Series S or X on what platforms it's going to be supporting. But at the end of the day, we didn't get that. We didn't really get anything in terms of what console Dragon Quest XII was going to be supporting, and I'm a little bit disappointed in that. But I do know that we're coming up on E3. We know that Sony has some form of press conference, Nintendo's probably going to have a Nintendo Direct, and Microsoft's doing their own event on the 13th of next month. I'm sure a lot of the people that's watching this video, you've seen incidences at like EA or Ubisoft where they announce a game formally at their own press conference, and the game is shown a little bit more in detail, or maybe a new trailer at another event, usually a console owning event, so Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. And that's because most likely one of them's going to have the marketing rights to this game. So I would say the biggest question is, can this game show up on the Xbox platform? I believe it can. I actually think that there's a possibility that this game shows up next month on the 13th on Microsoft stage, and they present you Dragon Quest XII, and it might actually show up in Game Pass day one. Now let me explain why I personally feel like this is important, and I hope Microsoft is behind the scenes trying to make this a reality. It's no secret that Microsoft is failing in the Japan region. They've been trying to get into that market for the better of 2 generations. And I do think one of the key components to getting into that market is Xcloud. A lot of people, the consumers in that market, they play games on their phones. They don't really play consoles a whole lot. That's why the Switch is so dominant in Japan, and consoles like the PlayStation don't really sell well, and especially the Xbox, it sells way worse. So what's the best way to get into that market? You build up Xcloud. You make sure that when that 5G drops, the platform works the way it's supposed to. Imagine being able to go anywhere in Japan and play on your tablet and play on your phone and play anything on Game Pass. And guess what can be on Game Pass? Dragon Quest Quest 11, Final Fantasy 7 Remake when it comes out. These are ways that they're going to have to use to get into these markets. Sure, people over there are never going to accept an Xbox in their house. To be honest, I don't even think Microsoft's trying to sell them an Xbox anymore. I think that they know that that is almost an impossible market to reach to in terms of a console market. But they know that once they get this Xcloud up the way they hope it runs, and this is big ifs. We don't know what Xcloud's gonna do when stuff like 5G comes out, or they put the Xbox Series X blades in the servers. We have no clue how Xcloud is going to function at that time, but I feel like it's going to function good because I played Xcloud. Was it the greatest experience I've ever had in terms of streaming? No, there's not a whole lot of good experiences I can really tell you when it comes to Xcloud, but I feel like Google Stadia and Xcloud is the best things that I've seen in terms of streaming, and I think they're the only ones that can really build on the foundation that they've been built on and make something work from them in the future. So when Xcloud is ready to go out in masses and they know it works the way it's supposed to, and they've done enough research and development to know it's supposed to function exactly how they market it, guess what will happen? They'll be able to get into the markets like Japan that they've not been able to, and even probably get into like markets like China that they're not been into. There's a lot of demographics out there that just don't play on their consoles, they play on their phones. And you have something like Xcloud there, it would be good to be able to sell them a service like Game Pass and give them access to the games that their demographic really plays. Now, sure, is everyone gonna go and pick out Xcloud? No, but there's going to be a huge infrastructure of people that's getting into the service because they got the Dragon Quest 12, the Dragon Quest 11s, the Final Fantasy 7 remakes. They got games that appeal to that audience, and they can build up a portfolio to really entice that demographic to pick up Game Pass. And that's the biggest reason I feel like something like Dragon Quest 12 coming to Game Pass isn't a far-fetched stretch. It's not all about the Western market. Microsoft's trying to be a bigger presence everywhere in the world and not just America and the UK. They're trying to have their foot in every market they possibly can. And that's the reason I feel like Xcloud was really developed. They wanted that to be able to reach different audiences that do not play consoles in their house. So investing over how much money it costs to get these type of games in Game Pass day one is not going to be a fraction of the money that they can potentially get by having a bigger audience in other regions that they don't normally sell in. Sure, they might not be selling consoles to these people, but they're selling a subscription service. And the way Microsoft's really been going around these past couple years, I feel like that's the go in general. But if they don't get it, they don't get it, and it's another game that Microsoft let slip through their fingers. But the fact that the people that over there at Square Enix that make Dragon Age said it's going to be a worldwide release kind of makes me have a little bit of hope that maybe it comes to Xbox. Maybe they're just talking about the Switch and PlayStation, but part of me feels like since Microsoft was able to get that Dragon Quest 11, hopefully they have went out there and secured at least getting Dragon Age 12 on their platform, even if it doesn't come to Game Pass day one. And I think there's a good chance that that does happen. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you feel like Dragon Quest 12 coming to the platform in general is a big deal? And do you think if it does come to the platform and it comes into Game Pass day one, what kind of reaction do you think the community would have? And I'm generally curious what you guys have to say in the comment section. I'm going to read it later. But until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.